All right, we are here at Dragon Gym in Las Vegas. It's a cool 100 degrees out here. We're getting ready to crank on some arms. Today we're going for a crazy pump. Powerlifters ever trained for a pump?
I do, because I was a bodybuilder, so all my accessories I try to get a pump.
All right.
It's all about,
he's been infected with the bodybuilding disease. So we're gonna crank, we're gonna get a good pump here. We got 4 exercises lined up as we go. We'll explain what we're doing, reps, sets, and all that. So let's get to work.
All right, let's go.
All right, we're gonna start with 12 reps there. That was a pretty easy 12. So we're gonna continue to build our weights up. All right, we're gonna head straight over to our tricep exercise. This is a dual row press down. What you wanna do here is pin your elbows in your side. You can really get a nice contraction at the bottom here instead of stopping here and actually get further back. So a little bit more range of motion here. Shooting for 12 good reps again. That wasn't too bad, that was pretty easy, so we'll go up and wait again on the next set.
Easy for John.
All right, now we're gonna go back to another bicep exercise, a preacher curl. We got a cool little machine over here. We're gonna do them one arm at a time.
Almost try to not loud.
Still pretty light, so we're gonna go up again and wait on our next set. That's pretty light.
You go all the way down? Not fully.
I like to go
Keep
almost all the way down, but not quite. So just a little shy. I think it's a little bit too much injury risk if you go all the way down these. So you'll notice we're going to cut these reps just a little bit shy of a completely full range of motion. All right, now we're going to hit another exercise right in the same sequence. We're going to go to it's kind of a, Andy called it a JM press, which is actually a better, I kind of called it a modified lying extension, but actually I think I like Andy's explanation better. It's more of a JM press here, so we're going to hit that now. Let's see how this feels. Now normally, people will take these behind their head, get a nice stretch, which is fine. We're just doing something a little different today. You're going to take the dumbbell to your shoulder. These feel really good. Right here, good and controlled, good tempo. Just feel your triceps, nothing in your elbows, right here. 6.
And you like to place your fingers against the barbell?
I do. If you look at my grip where I'm holding the dumbbells, I like for them to be at the top.
Yeah.
And right here, I'm doing something real subtle as I come down, and you'll notice I'm moving my elbows up just a hair. That was actually pretty heavy. So somewhere around 10, 12 reps right there. This is a very natural angle too. If you come over here and look at his elbows, the weight is coming straight up over his elbow. It's a very natural range of motion. He's not forcing the dumbbells out or in. Everything is lined up just right, which means it's easier on your elbow. It's a little safer. The weight really wasn't that challenging for Andy and I on the last set, so we bumped the weight up. We found the right weight. Took us probably 2 or 3 rounds just to get warmed up and get the right weight. Now we're going to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the same cycle, but we're going to do it 4 times. So you're looking at about 8 sets for bis and 8 for tris. We're getting, like, when Andy goes, I'm resting. When I'm going, Andy's resting. So you can also do these if you don't have a partner. You can just do them back to back to back to back. And after you do the 4th exercise, I want you to rest for probably about 2 minutes. Bam, go again, okay? So here we go, round 1. Shooting for 12. 12 good reps. And 12. Okay, that was a hard one.
Do these hit the medial more?
Well, you're actually going to hit the inner head, the long head, a little bit more when you're back coming all the way. The medial head will be more of the next exercise from the stretch and lockout. We'll see. So you should feel great contraction right here on that big inner head right there. Notice how his elbows are tucked in really tight. That's excellent. We added a little weight right here. We'll go 10 reps. We'll go 10 reps there.
Now, like, what angle do you like? What's ideal? Like,
well,
I'm not sure to my elbow.
Yeah. So ideally what you want is when you're curling, you don't want to be like that.
Right.
See how this is?
Yeah.
Well, you want your elbow to be lined right up with the weight.
Okay.
Right here.
Okay.
That's ideally what you want. You want everything to be straight right here. Basically, just go to failure with good form. What I call failure is when you can't do any more reps with perfect form. Right there, perfect. He's lined up perfect. So now I know I'm saying 10 reps, 12 reps. It really doesn't matter if it's 10 or 11 or 12. We're just working to failure. This isn't something that's really hard on your connective tissue like a bench press or a squat, where I would never tell you to do 8 sets to failure. Like, that's probably a really bad idea, right? It's just some arm work on some machines. So you can be a little bit more aggressive with how many sets you take to failure. And again, we're not doing anything with sloppy form. So like I said, it's going to be 8 sets for bis and tris total. But they should all go to failure. So what do you get at 10 reps, 9 reps, 11 reps, 12 reps? It doesn't really matter. It's just putting in the work and going to failure, challenging the muscle. If it has nothing to adapt to, it won't get any better. But if you're going to failure or close to it, you're forcing some adaptation. All right, back over to triceps. Personally, I think this is a great powerlifting movement too. Excellent powerlifting movement. Now, Andy asked me earlier about medial head of your tricep, which is in here. Anytime you're locking out, you're stressing that medial head really good. This is great for locking out a bench press.
Yeah. So you mentioned earlier the JM press. So that's something we do in powerlifting, except with a barbell. And instead of a skull crusher, we're taking it down more to our shoulder area like he was doing. But this definitely feels better on our wrists versus a barbell because of the freedom of the dumbbells. So definitely going to switch it up from the barbell movement.
I love these. I love these. Plus they put just a really good stretch. Like when you're right here, that tricep is fully stretched out. You know? Eight and a half. 8.5.
John, when you're doing your exercises, you're really like trying to flex everything.
Yeah, I'm trying to really direct a lot of tension to the muscle I'm training. I'm trying to really flex. The other thing I'm doing is I'm squeezing with my grip. It's called muscle irradiation.
Okay.
So the muscles in your forearms, everything just activates and gives you a little bit more activation in your whole limb.
Okay.
So I'm squeezing and I'm really flexing my arm. Like I'm not just trying to get the weight up, I'm bringing the weight up by flexing my arm. Just generating a lot of tension.
And then when you're bringing it down like eccentric, kind of same thing, you're like,
keeping it real tight.
Yeah.
So you're not just like dropping it,
lowering.
You're lowering. There we go. Good. Good. How many did you get on that one?
10.
So he got me on that one. He doesn't even train the biceps, and he still did more than I do. And all I do is train biceps.
Mine don't look like his though. You guys see this? That's the head he's talking about. Look at that thing pop out. John, do you turn your wrist or anything?
I don't. I'm just driving back. I'm just driving back and trying to generate a hard contraction right there. Good. How's that one? That exercise is really unique because I feel like it fatigues the heck out of my triceps. Like one set of those feels like 4 sets.
Probably because like the extended range of motion that we get from like normal press downs.
Yeah.
Because I'm always limited to just.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Which is great for the lateral head.
Right.
Your tricep, but man, that's really a lot of work to get that all the way back. Oh man. Okay, the fatigue is setting in, the reps are going down, but we're still going to fail getting the work in. A lot of people ask, like, is it a bad thing if I'm losing reps? No, it's just fatigue. It's just hard work. That's all.
So what point would you lower the weight?
If you get, like, for me as a bodybuilder, less than 6-7 reps that's getting a little low for a bodybuilder. I'd rather keep the reps above 6.
That went down real fast. I got 6.
I think I went from 10 to 6.5. Yeah. Now, if you do fatigue and you start those reps drop down to 4 or 5, just lighten the weight up a little bit. It's all right. Just lighten the weight up a little bit. I look at fatigue as, oh my God, I'm losing strength. I look at it as a good thing. Like I'm working the muscles so hard that they're just getting tired. So I don't necessarily think, well, I went from 10 reps to 6.5. I don't necessarily think, well, that was terrible.
Right.
I'm thinking, well, I really had a really good mind-muscle connection. I was getting a lot of good work in the muscle. So I don't mind it.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit this one again. Let's see if I lost any reps. Oh yeah, that feels a lot heavier now. Good stretch, elbows up. See the little tip with the elbow there as I come down a little bit. Just a little more stretch there. Oh, I lost reps again, which we know is okay. Now as a powerlifter, Andy could probably crush these. These are sneaky though, man. This is a sneaky
I think you
exercise.
hit a wall sometimes.
This is a sneaky exercise. What I was going to say was one of the interesting things. So Andy asked me about reps. We're talking about reps. Back when I trained at Westside, there was obviously some really strong guys there. But the interesting thing was there was a lot of guys who trained, doubles, triples. You know how we did the 8 sets of 2 and 8 sets of 3.
Yeah, speed.
And that was kind of all they did. Then they would do the max effort, singles and doubles. And the guys weren't real big.
No.
They just had crazy strength. And then there were guys like Chuck Vogelpool who did that. And then he did the bodybuilding stuff, sets of 8, sets of 10, sets of 12. And Chuck was massive.
Huge. And lean. Not
And lean.
But lean, yeah.
So, back in the early mid-90s, I was thinking to myself, there's something about going below 5 reps and over 5 reps. Like the guys who were doing the 1s, the 4s, they were strong, but they weren't real big. And the guys who were adding in the sets of 8, 10, and 12 were big. So to me, depending on what your goals are, that kind of determines some of your rep count. And then you have other things too. Like if you're beat up, you probably don't want to do a lot of 6s. You probably want to do 12s. But it was just an interesting observation that I saw. I don't know what you've seen over your career, Andy, but for me, it seems like if you stick in those sets with 6, 8, 10, 12 reps, it just produces more hypertrophy. You know, and there's bodybuilders that are always preaching, oh, you got to go heavy. Like, I agree to a point, but if that's all you do, I think you're shortchanging yourself.
Yeah.
So.
No, I think. I mean, before powerlifting, I was a bodybuilder, so I already built up years of hypertrophy, and I think if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be as good of a powerlifter as I was now, because the more size you have, the more potential there is for strength. So, you know.
That's a great point too. All the really heavy stuff trains your body to produce force and all that. But the larger the cross section of your muscle fiber, you potentially can produce more force, which is what lifts weights.
Right. It's kind of like a nice small sports car. It's fast and there's horsepower, but the amount of power generated is different from like a Mack truck. It's just two different. You know, a Mack truck could push and drag way more force than a sports car.
Yeah. So, absolutely.
Yeah. That's that.
Come on. Nice. Nice. All right, so I got a question for you. These hammer curls obviously train your brachioradialis a lot.
Yeah.
Do you feel like as a powerlifter having this muscle be real thick is real beneficial or not really? What do you think?
I think for sure, especially on bench press, you really want to squeeze the bar as hard as you can. I think the stronger and bigger your forearms are, the more control you have with that bar in your hands. You know, like you have 400 or 500 pounds, you want to be able to be stable. Just because you have a strong chest and strong tricep, if your forearms they're also supporting the weight. If they're not strong or big, they're not going to be able to handle as much. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. You this thick, dense, massive.
Yeah.
Like
it just connects. Yeah.
It just gives you this look of raw, like power too, like huge, strong, right?
Yeah.
How'd that one feel?
Good. You really feel it here at the end. Eight.
How many did I get? Eight. I got 8? Okay. That's respectable. Oh, what happened? There went all the reps. There we go. Good. Good. Go. Good. Good. Good.
See, you saw like there's a little dip here. I tore my bicep like a year ago.
About a year ago.
Not terribly.
Do you think biceps have benefit to benches or deadlifts? Or no?
Not deadlifts, I don't think, but bench, I think for
you
sure.
think so on benches?
Yeah, because I feel like this is kind of like, to me, I think of like on squat with my calves and the hamstrings, they kind of like have a little balance.
Yeah.
I feel too, if the bigger they are, if you have a nice support or they touch each other.
Yeah, I see that. Okay.
Yeah. And you look bigger and better.
Well, that's what really counts.
Always.
Listen, you can always lie about how much you lift.
Yeah.
But you can't lie about what you look like.
That's right.
I tell people all the time I've been 500 pounds.
Yeah, whenever
I
people...
probably can do 225 for double or triple.
Well, whenever people ask you how much you lift, if you just say something relatively strong, like, oh, wow.
Or you can just say 1,000 pounds.
There you go.
Well, I meant like bench, 1,000 pounds. What about squat? 1,000 pounds.
That's right.
Everything's 1,000 pounds. Okay, last set over here. Come on.
Now strap up for the last set. Just make it count.
Oh. There we go, good. Good, strong. Strong. Good. Good, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Nice. Bam. Nice, come on. Come on. Up. There we go, come on, up. There we go. Up. Good. Keep rolling. There we go. Come on, let's get it. Come on, up, 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 up. There we go. Woo. All right, hope everybody liked that. So we got a little brachialis in, which I think is really underrated. I don't think people train that enough. So you notice we start off with the hammer curl.
Yeah.
We got that really nice exercise, the push down variation in with a little extra range of motion, really good for the inner part of your tricep. We got that preacher curl in. When it comes to thickening up your bicep, you can't beat an old school preacher curl. And then we got this really bodybuilding and powerlifting friendly exercise here. The dumbbell, the JM press with the dumbbell. So just a good all around arm workout. For arms, we like to keep a good pace, get the blood in there, get the elbows warm, everything feeling good. What'd you think? Was that pretty good?
Yeah, I loved it. It's different for me. Like I do arms in my workouts at the end, but the way John set up with the back to back to back, you know, it keeps your heart pumping, keeps that pump, which I don't do as much anymore because I'm a fat powerlifter. But it feels great because like, my arms are just super swollen. I obviously love that feeling. So.
And sometimes, you know, we'll slow it down and we'll just do one exercise at a time. This isn't what we always do, you know.
Right.
just a good variety today. We thought we'd have some fun and get as much blood and air as we could. So, all right, hope you guys enjoyed that video with me and my friend Andy. We'll see you next time.